Could we potentially be seeing a fireworks show at MetLife Stadium? Let's go ahead and talk about it. Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is your man R0B back at it again with another New York Giants video. And in this video, we got a little bit, I wouldn't even say that it's breaking news, but we have a little bit of some information that's kind of been dropped. It came out, I believe, on the 4th of July. And so I just, between working and spending time with some family, just got around to making a video about it now. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about it. Before we do, take a moment, do me a favor, and go ahead and smash that like button. It does help the video so get noticed, helps with the algorithm. Smash that subscribe button. Turn on those bell notifications so that you never miss another upload. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump right into the video. So I made a little joke, obviously, when it comes to the fireworks, but for any New York Giants fans, you guys know who I'm talking about. Jason Pierre-Paul, JPP, former Super Bowl champion with the, with the New York Giants, has kind of, some news has kind of come out, right? So he did a interview with Jordan Renan, basically, and the interview was around awareness, around fireworks. Obviously, you guys know the horrific accident, with JPP, where he lost, some fingers, when it came to, lighting off fireworks one year, and it was this huge thing. And luckily he's okay. And, but he was doing basically kind of having an interview to create some awareness for that with Jordan Renan. And a part of that, obviously, started talking about the Giants. He had some kind words and, words of encouragement for young pass rusher, Abdul Carter. So he had some words to say about Abdul Carter, but he also went ahead and was speaking about potentially a return to the New York Giants, saying, I wouldn't mind, returning to the New York Giants. I've got 95 and a half sacks. He's 4.5 away from going ahead and getting to 100. He said it would be, really nice to finish his career, with the Giants. Jason Pierre-Paul was obviously traded to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who, he won a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay as well, I believe, with Tom Brady being there. And so he's a two-time Super Bowl champion, but the only one that matters is the one with the Giants. Had a stint there, played well, did well there in Tampa Bay. And then I believe he got released from Tampa Bay, and then he played in a couple of areas. I think he went ahead and played in Baltimore. I want to say he played in Miami, for some reason, but right now he's a free agent currently and is looking for a new home. Now, I know some people are like, oh, nostalgia, let's bring back every former Giant. Let's bring them back. With JPP, I don't know. Right now, Jason Pierre-Paul, I don't think is going to really be costing a lot when it comes to the New York Giants. It's going to be a vet minimum, right? So he's not going to be demanding a large contract. And I don't think necessarily it would be a bad thing to add an additional veteran of his caliber into a room with, some young pass rushers. I mean, Brian Burns is probably the more seasoned, pass rusher that's there. And, he's going into, I think, like year 5 or year 6 or whatnot. I think it's year 6 for Brian Burns. And so I think when it comes down to it, I'm not opposed to bringing in Jason Pierre-Paul. If it's going to be for a vet minimum and he's going to be, the fourth, edge rusher, on there, maybe the third edge rusher, a guy that's going to come in. So if they have Abdul Carter, at off-ball linebacker, and, Kayvon or Brian Burns needs a breather, you want to bring in Jason Pierre-Paul for a play or two. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't really think that we have crazy quality depth at that edge spot. Yeah, maybe Chauncey Golston could probably play a little bit of that, but I think he'd probably like to have his hands in the dirt, right? He's probably going to be one of our 3 techs. So I'm not opposed to bringing in Jason Pierre-Paul. I think he's playing in a position where I think at the edge rusher spot for backup for depth, I think we're a little bit light there. They brought back Timon Fox and whatnot, so I wouldn't be opposed if it's for a vet minimum. I wouldn't be opposed to bringing him in. You're not, I don't think that you're bringing him in looking for him to get substantial reps. And you kind of add to the room. And you know what? If he gets 4 sacks at some particular point in time, gets to 100 and finishes his career with the Giants, that's fine. I don't think that he's dealt with a bunch of injuries either, so it's not like Odell Beckham, who is really just kind of at the brink. He's slower, and you have a lot of young talent that's there. I don't think Jason Pierre-Paul, anybody's going to be screaming and wanting JPP to get out there on the field like Odell Beckham. I think Odell Beckham is a much more pulverizing, type of player, where I think you'd be pressured to probably get him in there because you'd want to, ignite the fan base and see him wearing that 13 jersey, right? Seeing him going out there and making a catch, scoring a touchdown, doing his dances. With Jason Pierre-Paul, I don't necessarily think that it's, a dire need where fans are going to be saying, oh my God, put JPP in. I think it would just, when he gets in, he gets in. If he makes a play, he makes a play, right? So I'm not opposed to that. And look, he's up there obviously in his age, but I think he can bring some good veteran leadership to this room. Former Super Bowl champion, obviously, was a part and worked with Dustin Tuck and Osi Manura and stuff like that. And was a part of that culture, that winning culture with the Giants, and knows what it means to win. And was also part of a winning culture with Tampa Bay. So I think that he can bring some good veteran leadership to some of these younger guys like Abdul Carter, guys like Kayvon Thibodeau, and I think it would add some good, some quality depth to the edge rushing room. I'm not opposed to doing it. As long as it's for like a vet minimum or something like that, I'm not opposed to it. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. Are you guys for maybe bringing in Jason Pierre-Paul as long as it's for a vet minimum? Are you kind of, you don't even want to get involved with that? Let me know down in the comment section. If you made it to this point in the video, I do appreciate you guys watching. Make sure that you guys tap that thumbs up button. It does help the videos get noticed. Really helps with that algorithm. I greatly appreciate that. And again, hit that subscribe button. Turn on those bell notifications so that you never miss another upload. Really enjoying this trend that we're on right now. Trying to stay consistent with some uploads. And your guys' support means a lot. I'm R0B signing off. Go Giants.